It was a mad weekend, but are you ready to do it all over again in a few hours? I am. Come along with me. Hi guys, I'm Nymfria and welcome back to the home of FPL videos. As I explained earlier, things are a little manic at the moment, so I've decided to split up my videos into some more bite-sized content, so let me know what you guys think. You'll find the review of my video about last game week already up, hopefully, so let's look ahead to game week 17 and 18. As with things being so bonkers, I'm unlikely to get something up before the weekend, so this will hopefully cover what I'm planning to do. Okay, so moving on to game week 17, and this is how I'm currently lining up with Cancelo suspended. Thank you very much for that, Cancelo. I have a few options. I can play one of Livramento or Gilmour if I don't want to make any transfers this week. Now, Livramento is still 21.3% owned and will be an option for so many people in the same boat as me with Cancelo out. But it's been a hot minute since Livramento kept a clean sheet in game week 11 and even less time since he got a return in game week 19. So even if I make no transfers, I may be tempted to play Gilmour as a bit of a last minute punt despite the ownership in Livramento, as Gilmour took a few free kicks against United, so potentially there's a little more upside to get something from him. However, I have a fair bit of money in the bank, 4.4 million to be exact. And whilst I may need to deal with Jota and Foden over the next couple of game weeks, I feel like I want a bit more information on them before deciding if they should stay. You know, them being brought on shows that they're potentially fit enough now to play. So I want to make sure whether or not they're being rotated for some other reason, whether or not they're going to start in the next few weeks. In other words, I really like them as options, so I don't really want to sell them just yet until I know what the situation is with them. So I could keep my 4.4 million to potentially turn Antonio into Ronaldo next game week should I feel it necessary, or I could upgrade Gilmour to any 8.8 mil or less midfielder. This is potentially the option that's pulling me the most, I think. Gray, Gallagher and Bowen are all at the top of my list, but I'm also considering Odegaard as a bit of a punt at 5.4 million with 3 goals in 3 games now. This is a tough one as Gray has Chelsea, but after that he has a lovely run of fixtures. Bowen has Arsenal, which in fairness, to be honest, we have tightened up at the back. We are looking better defensively, so potentially it could be a slightly tougher game for West Ham than it might have looked a few months ago. But Bowen for Norwich in game week 19 could be very tasty indeed, especially as well that his next 2 fixtures are at home and he got that goal and assist at home when he was against Chelsea in game week 15. So Bowen is, you know, he's really up there for me in my thinking. Odegaard would just be a cheap punt. We have nice fixtures, but we do miss out in game week 25. Do I really want to be adding too many players into my team that could miss out in the next few game weeks? Not really. I'm not mad fussed about it, as this game is about points, not about monetary value, and that'll be showed by me going Dennis, I guess, this week rather than King. But already having Davis out and adding Dennis into my team and losing Salah, you know, I really don't want to add too many to my team if I can help it. Whilst it is a little way away yet, I do want to have it in my thinking in the next few weeks. So I may not take the punt Odegaard just for those reasons. Now, Gallagher kills my rank every time he does something. He's 24.8% owned and he's probably higher than that around my rank, as last night when he went big, my rank just absolutely plummeted. So I'm thinking I should probably cover him. Out of the 4, I think I'll probably stick with one of Gray, Gallagher or Bowen if I go the midfielder route. There is a potential, if I go for a midfielder this week, to try and roll a transfer on the weekend and then find a route to Ronaldo Ronaldo another way by having a look at Jota or Foden and potentially dropping them back down to a 4 mil something, and then moving the cash back up front. I'm trying to leave my team as flexible as possible at the moment, including potentially leaving a way to Calvert-Lewin when he's back, because he's definitely in my thinking. Anyway, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Basically, I think I'll roll this week or do Gilmour to Gray, Gallagher or Bowen. They seem to be my best options this week. That means that my Game Week 18 team will look like this if I don't do any transfers, or it'll look like this with either Gray, Gallagher or Bowen in place of Gilmour if I do. They are all nice picks to have in the next 2 game weeks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What would you do in my situation? Captaincy is still on Salah. Newcastle conceded 4 goals against Leicester in Game Week 16, so hoping Liverpool can go big at home in Game Week 17, and in Game Week 18 Salah has Tottenham. Now, depending on what the situation is there with Spurs, I quite like the idea of maybe putting my armband on one of the City lads for Newcastle again, so targeting that Newcastle fixture, or even taking a risk on West Ham for Norwich, maybe Antonio if he's looking a little better in 17, or if I've got Bowen in and he's looking good, then maybe moving it to him. I suspect Ronaldo will be more captained in Game Week 18, having Brighton compared to Salah against Spurs, but obviously we'll need to see what the situation is there, and there's a little bit of thinking to be done, potentially for the first time in quite a while for Game Week 18. But you know what? Let's just wait and see what happens with Spurs, what happens with AFCON, and have a little think about that nearer the time. I will, as always, keep all of you guys updated on what I'm planning to do, what my thoughts are and all of that jazz on my social media. It's usually Twitter, but I do sometimes post it on my Instagram and TikTok too, so keep your eyes open on those. And lastly, moving on to my trending transfers this week using Fantasy Football Fix data, I'll delve into the trending transfers ahead of Game Week 17 and 18 so you can see who's likely to rise and drop in price, as well as gauging the early bandwagons at the time of recording this. So let's take a look at the players in and out ahead of the next 2 game weeks. Of the goalkeepers, Ramsdale is the trendiest goalkeeper in ahead of the next 2 fixtures with 40,000 plus purchases. De Gea is close to being the next trendiest with 38,000 purchases. Mendy is the most transferred out goalkeeper with over 46,000 sales, and the injured McCarthy is still the next highest out due to injury, with 24,000+ managers getting rid of the Southampton man at the time of recording this. Of the defenders, Cancelo is leading the way out for sales surprisingly, due to his suspension, with over 205,000 managers jumping off of the City man. Duffy is the second most transferred out because of injury, with 67,000+ sales. Rudiger is the trendiest defender in ahead of Game Week 17 and 18 with 74,000+ purchases. Diaz is the second highest defender in with over 63,000 buys. In midfield, Bilva is still the trendiest midfielder in with over 132,000+ purchases. Mount is also still the next trendiest in this week with around 86,000 buys. Emile Smith-Rowe is the trendiest midfielder out with 93,000+ FPL managers moving on the Arsenal midfielder who missed out the last couple of weeks because of injury. Jota, at the time of recording, is the second most switched out midfielder this week due to not starting in Game Week 16 with over 70,000+ sales. Up front, Vardy is the trendiest forward out with 119,000+ managers moving on the Leicester forward due to recent form. Jimenez is the second most transferred out forward with over 111,000 sales. Dennis is still the trendiest forward in this week with over 274,000 buys. And Watkins is the second trendiest forward in with over 89,000 purchases. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope Game Week 17 and 18 is really good to you. If you've loved this new format, then please do let me know. Don't forget the midweek fixtures coming up. And before you go, please check out my sponsors of this video, fantasyfootballfix.com. And yet again, if you'd like to help me reach 7,000 subscribers, then please do like, share, hit that notification bell and subscribe for more FPL videos. Until next time, Nymfria out.